because Glaive picks up another, and these Deegs are coming to life. Liege pushing back in, doesn't see the Porch player, still finding a 1-for-1, and Dupree left in a clutch without the bomb.
Oh no, but he tries to go for it. He thinks he's safe, and that's where Grim, coming up through the banana, gives that little 1-2 punch in favor of Liquid, gets that trade, denies the bomb pickup, puts 5 on the board, and Dupree's Deagle can't do much when it's beyond the grave. That reinvestment coming through, Liquid in the lead, and as mentioned, this is as many CT rounds as they managed to get total last time they faced Astralis. Well, here and now, they are making a bit of a statement.
Yeah. We've had some broken buys on both sides. Now we have the AWP, so cash is starting to build up for Liquid with cleaner and cleaner rounds. That one certainly wasn't, but I think you just take what rounds you can get when you're up against the Danes. Boost up for Stewie, doing something different every round, pushing through, playing aggressive on this flank, tucked at sandbags, flashed in by Grim. Now he's going on the other side of the banana. Astralis taking that top mid control, but again, bomb drop back at mid. Will likely be retaking some semblance of B control. Stewie has to smoke that Molotov. Oh no, it doesn't work! It goes in deep and he burns to a crisp. It was bullets or fire, and Stewie couldn't pick which. It's a 5-on-3. Astralis running round behind B. Grim needs something heroic, and jumping through the smoke, Device can trade him, and that's just the round there and then. That is an unfortunate series of events for Stewie, and it's netted Astralis a 5th.
Man, the smoke criminal doing hard time to that Molotov at Banana. That is rough. You really hate to see it. That essentially is what makes the whole round fall apart, right? They deal with him, and it's a nice attempt from Grim to try and bail them out in any meaningful way. You know, he had to go huge. Like, if you're looking at Grim there, really, he needed to kind of get all 3 if Liquid wanted to feel at all comfortable there.
Even then.
And with the CT wrap coming in, he knew his fate was sealed. Device is even hunting down these saving players, really trying to punish Team Liquid. Twitch just wants to survive with the AWP, but look all across the map, man. This is Astralis. This is what we talk about. They've loved being very, very relentless in a lot of these games, being really, really punishing, trying to take away everything they can. But Twist will survive. He will live on with this AWP.
It's still a big hunt, though, for Device, right? Because just look at the money of Liquid is pretty poor. They might even be... Yeah, I mean, that smoke is unreal, dude. We know sometimes there are bugs when you drop a smoke on the molly and half the molly will extinguish, but the other half won't. That is just one that you can't control. And what do Liquid want to do with this money? Do they want to fully put it in? Yeah, we got a UMP, a Deeg, double AWP for Stewie. He is miffed by that one. He's going to come in with a big green. Naf, molly will bounce back down middle. Not going as deep as he would have liked, but Astralis are up ult anyway, very fast at that.
We've actually got the double AWP as well, so that's allowed for this 4-man stack over towards A. In spite of that, though, it's only Twists in the site who can actually offer up resistance. And with him getting toppled, all right, Criminalese with the UMP utility combo. They might have made this doable after all. This was looking like it could have been just a save right away for Liquid. And now suddenly a 4-on-3, they're enticed, they're interested. They're trying to give Stewie a chance to shine on this AWP. They've boosted him up and over, and he's been given a chance to find this pit player. That's Magis knocked out of the round. Zip and Device. This was looking so good for Astralis, and now we're really relying on this flank from Device to come through, and come through it shall in glory as Device puts up 6 for Astralis. He saves the day with that wrap back through the short side, never checked by Liquid. They never saw him. And so he gets away with flat-out murder.
That is unreal as well. 4-on-2 for Liquid. We know those double AWPs can be a bit of a liability, but they make the best of a bad situation. Naf has Zip locked in as well. There's no way Device should be able to get all 4, but the spray, the mow down, and the denial on that defuse. You love to see it. Astralis laughing all the way to the bank. Sonic even shocked that they picked that one up as well. Oh my. I like the pace of that round as well for Astralis, right? They just get to cycle those Moto smokes. They've gone in so early that they still have all their grenades for the post plant. It keeps Liquid out for a good amount of time, and now stuck behind bars are Liquid. No money. Just the pistols at the back of the B bomb site. Boosted is Stewie, waiting for that contact play. Magisk, oh boy, he looks aware, but there's the dink for Stewie. Lovely damage. Magisk getting put down low. They know there's 2 at the back of Dark now. Are they ready for the CT player that might as well run through? You got nothing to lose if you're Naf Fly coming in with a USP. Oh, Glaive turns, and the timing is perfect for Astralis as they clean sweep this anti-eco. Liquid lost in the source. May as well look for exits, but Device offering nothing up.
Yeah, real shame, right? Naf tries to go for that hero play, but the smoke actually hits him and gives away the fact that he's pushing the CT area. That's why Glaive hit that perfect timing on the turnaround. And so it's a flawless round for Astralis. This is already so back and forth. And really, at this point, right, if you're the Danes, you're very, very thankful to Device for him bailing you out of that 2v4 round where he just delivers it all. Because it's had some pretty resounding implications here, what with this eco round that has now extended the lead even further for Astralis. Elige was just hoping to do some economic damage, maybe get out of it with a gun, and he quickly realizes, well, that's not happening, is it? But that was only pistols, right? That was only a small part of this lengthy chapter that is this Inferno game. Right now, Twist leading the way, and that's very, very promising. He's been having a bit of a rough time recently, both over in NA, but here at this event, having like a kind of below-average performance for himself. He's been key. You think about the position he plays as well over towards this A side, right up on the balcony, down towards pit. He's a very, very influential player, and so with him stepping up, that at least bodes well in repelling these A takes. But this B site's been getting a pretty harsh Astralis treatment.
Yeah, the patience is painful for Liquid to deal with. Stewie tries to make a bit of a move and gets double naded down to 50. We do have a lot of utility for Liquid in this round, so again, the aim of the game is just stalling Astralis as long as they can, using that clock to their advantage. Dupree taking apartments, often been hit on his lonesome. Glaive getting that long smoke that has been missing from time to time in multiple Astralis games, but it will be all fine and dandy for now. Retake utility at B, Liquid throwing in the Molotov. Device is patient with his orb, the first of this game as well. In a gun round. Liquid don't have their own. Minute on the clock, and you can see how aware of the control that Astralis have as well. You know, Glaive is just standing in the mid-choke with nades out. Astralis know where Liquid are, what they're doing, and likely to expect a triple-A setup still, as they've barely put any pressure on B since that early utility. Hall's lurk smoke coming out. Is Zip going to be able to drop Pit? And most importantly, can Twist put a stop to it?
Well, that molly complicates things for Twist. He smokes it off, but now they know he's here, and he is trapped in a cage of his own making, trying to get out. Does get ahead of this smoke, and is given a bit more room to fight than Astralis could be ready for. There's one for Twist, and the wrap from Elige is well-timed and well-played. He's in with a double. Oh, make it a third, and he might end this whole thing. It's him and Twist coming together in a blaze of glory. 6 on the board for Liquid. And these A bomb site takes from Astralis, while they've often looked good out of the gate, it has been like individuals stepping up, putting a stop to it time and time again. Yeah. And this time with no individual on Astralis to bail them out either.
Yeah, Liquid have been so good at like stalling in these mid rounds when they know Astralis are committing, right? Twist isn't giving away those fights. He's not swinging wide. And Elige, we've seen him have huge impact on his aggro plays. Even in the second round of this map, coming in, pushing mid off of that long smoke, flanking B and winning it there. He does it again, wrapping long to short, and even more aggression for Liquid is the port of call. Push down mid for 3 players with the orb supporting. Majisk is holding, and Elige won't find the drop on him. Liquid throwing the towel. They give mid away to Astralis with that pick going the wrong way. It was a nice try. I like the change of pace for Liquid, right? No longer at the bane of Astralis' executes. They try and take early kills. Not going to be gifted anything, though. And now Astralis, these are the rounds that you know, while the numbers maybe haven't been great for them in this event, you would hope that they can weather the storm. Plenty of util, plenty of time, and the man advantage with Liquid split 2-2. Naf long orb. And Magic's selling B. Will the bomb go back and join him? It's a double CT setup for Liquid. That will at least speed up the rotations if they want to give this a go on A, and that certainly seems like the play for Astralis. More smokes in, plenty of time to get up into the site. They're going to try and wrap the long side. They force Nap off with the orb. Due to them being down an A player, he's gone through that smoke again, and Device catches him coming right back. B is open for the taking. Stewie's in spawn. Are Astralis ready for it? They're doubling back in middle. They're not going to wrap B with Majisk. They're going to take short instead, where only Twist sits.
Oh, the flash is brutal, leaves him blind. A spray, while it is good for one, that's all he can muster. And it falls to Stewie. Now, he has bypassed this player wrapping CT. Oh. They don't know he's here. They don't know that he's in the site. Dupree needs to win this. And indeed he will, just about, but that becomes so important, essentially, for Stewie there. He's 1v2, and if he deals with that, he knows the other players are already wrapping B. He heard them, for crying out loud. He dodged capture back in CT moments ago. That almost gets scary for Astralis, and this punishing style of Counter-Strike that we're seeing out of them, where they are trying to take everything away, very, very nearly could have come back to punish them.
They were all hunting, man. Dupree spams the smoke off the bomb. I think that, you know, makes Stewie, like, jump scared. If he doesn't make a shot there, if he tries to hide behind the box, there's a world where he can stick that defuse later on, but not really realistic, right? And he doesn't know that all of Astralis are hunting him down in what was expected to be a B play. That was quite the take, quite the fake for Astralis, feigning a mid to B, doubling back on the short side, and trading effectively as they often do. It's 8-6. Astralis looking to run away with the T side half. It's a better showing from Liquid than last time, but it's still Astralis writing the story. They get a pick early up at A. Push through the smoke was Elige, and now Astralis back up for what should be a B execute with this long lurk player. No caught out in the flash, and Twist blind as well. It's a perfect flash banger from Glaive, and Device even catches Grim reaggressing. It looked like an A play, and now it will be. Astralis had the bomb and banana, but with all those kills going their way, there's only Stew to stop him, and he can't do much, finding Device, but the A site is lost.
Yeah, this is looking like that 9-6 solidified, right? And still, he's kind of having to come to terms with that now during this this closing time, or the bomb's ticking away. They're even hunting him, and they'll find him. It's the clash of the IGLs there to round out that half. Astralis in the lead, but Team Liquid hot on their heels. And this first map, it's a bit of a trailblazer.
I don't think in the beginning of my career that I was really interested in being an IGL, honestly. I think it more just came to me because I was playing in team where we had no IGLs. So eventually it just made sense to someone as a leader type outside the game as well to step up and be the guy calling the shots. But yeah, I think I kind of fell in love with it as I started working with it, because I think it's a fun aspect and it gives me a lot of opportunities to work on stuff outside the game, not only my individual level. So yeah, it didn't really it wasn't something I started out as, but it was something I kind of fell in love with.
I think joining Liquid, I just had that natural leadership. I always helped Nick mid-round call, or just give him ideas, and Nick had a Liege and a Dren. But even before in Cloud9, I kind of already held mid-game, but we kind of started losing the core players like Jordan, Shroud, and we didn't really have an in-game leader, and the North American region doesn't have many talents. They don't really play the IGL role, so I decided to take it on Cloud9, and then on Liquid, Nitro decided to leave, and I know Elige, Twist, and Naf, they're not the type to IGL, so someone has to do it, and I'm just kind of filling it in and feeling it out right now.
Yeah, I think an IGL sacrifices some stuff in the sense that I think there's a lot more work for me than the rest of my teammates, for example. Always when we're doing anti-strat and all that, I always have to be very involved with it, so I know exactly how to react in all the different situations and all that. And at the same time, usually if we need new pistols or new rounds or new strats, then I'm also the guy sitting and doing that outside of practice. But for me personally, I enjoy it, so it's not really like a hassle for me. But I do think there's a lot of extra work for an IGL that a lot of other people might not see. And I think also as an IGL, you have to be good to push yourself to still like keep up your individual level. Because it's very easy when you're maybe watching 2 or 3 demos a day and then be like, I don't like my job now, but you also need to be able to still play good individually. So after all of that, then you need to go on the server and still practice your own skill. So I think there's a lot of work to being an IGL that I think a lot of other people might not see.
Oh, it's a best of 5 grand final featuring Astralis and Team Liquid. We are one half through. We are into the second half of Inferno. And right now, the Danes are leading the way. But do not fret, North America, because Team Liquid, they've put on a good showing. They've got 6 to their name, and they're trying to keep this one competitive. We've seen a lot of bright moments here out of Team Liquid. They're looking primed. They're looking warmed up. And for a team that's occasionally been plagued with these slow starts, with this ability to get off on the wrong foot, that might prove to be more important than ever with them fielding a competitive first half.
Yeah, triple B for Astralis. Liquid did the same, and it lost them the pick. Are we going to see the same aggression from Astralis? Not without measure, not without utility. Grenades going down, and the deep smoke keeps Liquid out, but they are longing for that A site instead. dupreeh, here's the feet, pittering and pattering at the top of middle. And Liquid already have to deal with a 3-man hold as Astralis have sent Zip right back on the long side. And this, you know, when this execute comes in, they can fast flank. Astralis can come in on a big mid-wrap. Liquid need kills, and they need them now. They need to overrun this A site.
Oh, they don't spot the balcony player. And so as a result, dupreeh and Magisk just get away with an absolute slaughter. Oh, no one's even looking. Oh. Magisk is raining death down from above, and he can't believe it. He was never checked. So many players looking that way. And I think you see the pressure that Liquid are under there, right? You see like the tunnel vision onto the crosshair. Anyone that's just outside of that kind of being bypassed, kind of being ignored, and that gives Magisk a lot more room. They don't even know where they're getting shot from. Just crunch time for Astralis, laying waste to Team Liquid in that first pistol.
Yeah, the vibes are good in the Astralis camp, right? That's something you can say for sure. They know this grand final is within reach. They want to end the year potentially stealing back that #1 spot. Man, there was a time in 2020 when they fell out of the top 10. We wondered how long it would take them to get back. Only a couple of months, apparently. Still within grasp. MP5 SD for device. Seeing that more and more. Liquid just giving it up, giving a big eco in, right? If it was a bomb plant on the pistol, maybe they go for the AK Deagles. But for now, just taking things slow and steady, getting their gun rounds in as soon as they can, means that this round will likely be nothing but a wash. Liquid looking to get cleaned up by this AUG. dupreeh running it short side. We've seen more and more AUGs for Astralis, especially on train against Na'Vi yesterday. Zip, dupreeh, these players are running that weapon up on that CT side. Device mows down a couple, and it's nice and clean and easy for Astralis. 11-6, all things going as they should. But now, can Liquid turn the tide?
Oh, it's an attempt at the bonus round here for Astralis. They're really trying to push the boat out. They're really trying to push their luck. They bring only SMGs alongside that FAMAS and AUG. Meanwhile, for Liquid, they've got pretty much everything they could need. Stewie even taking the hit for the rest of his team. Playing SMG in this round in favor of all this extra utility. And he's going to dump it all into top Banana. That keeps Astralis at bay. They were playing triple B to try and contest this Banana control, to try and get a hold of it early on, like what we've seen from them in that pistol and the follow-up anti-eco at that. Instead, they're forced to be a bit more measured. Stewie demanding respect from Banana.
Yeah, so many rounds Liquid will flash back in and regain top B. Astralis are doing the same on this bonus round, an aggressive maneuver that Liquid won't be putting a stop to, similarly reserved as Astralis were. Boost up and spawn. And you'll notice Dupree's already begun to rotate right back. They've read into this one well. Liquid, oh no, they're walking into a four-man setup. The question is, will Astralis get there in time? There's still that long smoke down. Liquid are walking up short with only two in the site. I say only, it's Magisk and Device.
Oh, a Device hidden in that smoke up on the balcony now. Magisk looking to make a bit of a stand. Oh! And how's he gotten away with that? There's a bit of a response coming through from Elysian Naf. That is incredible from Magisk. The flick back into the apartments, and just like that, he has at least given Zip and Glaive with these SMGs a lot more to play with in this round. Would have been a done deal if not for Magisk's heroics. And so now Astralis still looking to make this retake happen. Low on time, but with the kit on Zip, that certainly helps out. They look to separate these fights, and they jump shot Elige out of it. Naf, only good for one of them. And the defuse going to come through with seconds to spare. It's Zip, the last man standing, and he is the man with that kit as well. The retake coming in, and that's going to be heartbreaking for Team Liquid. That is essentially all undone on the back of just two men for Astralis. You throw everything at them. Wow. You put it all against them down in the pit. And yet still Magisk is able to get away with far more than he ever should have been allowed.
That's insulting from Zip as well. They jump shot onto Elysian in the pit. Naf tries to line him up, but Astralis trade as they often can. And that's the bonus round one as well. That's not only huge money made for Astralis, but another step forward to that favored 16. They are getting closer and closer, and Liquid haven't even really fielded a great T-side buy. Their first buy round, we had an SMG still in play. Now it's Galils and AKs. Boost up top, the AWP is ready, and Device picks out Stewie from the start. Backing up into B, Glaive does trade positions and look for some aggro, but he's also swapped Molotovs, denying Liquid Banana. Flashed in for fights, doesn't see Naf, the smoke is still down. Astralis have three towards B. They're expecting Liquid to commit with his man disadvantage. Twist is looking for lurking kills in the apartments. Magisk is offering nothing up. Tucked behind the wall and re-smoking the hall as well. 4 on A. Astralis are so mobile, man. Look at them just running as a pack. Back and forth between the bomb sites. Elige does get dinked and avoids the nade on the back out. But they'll be going right back in. Double dipping a Liquid as they look lusciously towards A.
Astralis have got the read, and they've had a lot of these reads. They're looking mean. Flash in for Grim, but it's a little bit ugly. Oh, that is just brutal. Glaive and Zipnik's over towards Long. Zip just spamming him through the smoke. It's like you're being traced. What can you even do there if you're Grim? 25 seconds, and I think Twist and Naf know at this point that this one's all said and done. This is signed and sealed, delivered by Astralis. And so they're just saving, they're bowing out, they're giving the respect over, they're giving over a 13th. And while that first half might have been competitive, and we've had a couple of close rounds here, Astralis are really coming into their own over on this CT half.
Yeah, it's exciting to see these Orgs carried forward as well, right? Astralis were a team that really abused that Krieg meta at points as well when it was so powerful on the T side. No longer the same case. The Org took a bit of a backseat. We see players like Simple, for example, start to pick it up, especially on maps like CT Nuke. Carrigan's been running that gun on train for forever, it feels like. And now Astralis are wielding those weapons, even on Inferno as well. And it comes into great effect. Zip with that long spam, catches Grim. You know, they hear the tags, the swing from, I think it was Glaive on the archway, and Astralis just clean up this half. 4 in a row. Liquid yet to dance with the Danes in their T half. And the buys aren't going to get any better either, right? Especially not when you're being forced to save in situations like this. You're not getting that loss bonus. You also don't want to full force around this. You have to save some money, but Naf and Twist are going to be poor moving forward. A bomb plant in this round is almost a requirement, and we've not had Liquid in many of those situations yet.
Something that is so wild is coming into this, right? For these two teams, two of the more quiet folks that aren't often fitting into that category were Magisk for Astralis and Twists for Team Liquid. Well, they're both top performing right now, including Magisk being on 160 ADR, I think that just said then. They've both been saving it for this grand final.
Ouch.
But then he loses all of our respect in one knife. So, you know, what's that about? Device?
Oh.
It's in that shot, but it's the nades punishing Naf. Twist trying to get out through long, and that molly forces him to commit. Zip with this org back in library is just gross. What can you even do to that if you're Team Liquid? And the worst thing is, whenever they have tried to challenge him, at least in Liquid's experience, there's normally been a player in Arch as well, just to complicate matters.
Oh, they're going back. They know Device was AWPing B at the start as well. He was left alone, now joined, and the question on that rotate drawn by Glaive, who will just stick with the 2-2 trust in Magisk in the pit. Or, sorry, rather Dupree. Magisk was dead early to Stewie's Deagle. And some aggression. Re-aggro for Dupree. Does he commit with it? Liquid spread out on this default. Stewie's showing some presence towards Banana, keeping this AWP honed in. Now joining his teammates back on a 3-on-2. Somewhat of a favorable fight for Liquid. They still have that AK left on Grim as well. The problem is the lack of utility. Dupree just tucked down in the pit, unwavering, unmoving. Stewie needs a Deeg shot, and he does deck him. Zip finds a lead on long. He's got to hold strong. Oh, he's so low. Stewie with a Deagle. Can't finish the job. Missed shots. AK picked up, and the time is ticking away. Zip is stalling like a madman, giving nothing to Stewie 2K. And this is embarrassing as Astralis make Liquid look like fools. It's Zipnix with 4 and 14 found. Dear oh dear. Even when Liquid come in with this buy against 14, Harry, keep in mind, they've still not had what I would call is a proper T-side buy round in this map. The saves don't help. The lack of plants, they have the AWP here as well, but 2 players on 3,400. It's tough times for Liquid Economy.
And that might not have been like a clutch round in the sense that 1BX, but essentially within the context of that A bomb site, he is. And he buys all that time to the point where even if he died there onto Stewie, the rotations had already arrived. Looking real crisp right now. Bringing back some of that old Zipnix that we know and love. And so Liquid, it all hinges on this. You know, they worked hard to put up a good scoreline in that first half, but this second half, they found nothing so far. Not a single round. And even in the ones where it looks like they're finally going to get it, we've had...
And nothing given over. With a nade from Zip down Banana plus Device's peak, we're going to have this Orping head-to-head battle, and it's actually a tag for Stewie. Warmed up off of those Deeg shots, looking for a little more, but Astralis concede the position, and we know how fast Glaive can be on this rotate. If Astralis think the Liquid are committing, they don't, and they know not to make that mistake. Glaive holding on for an arch side wrap as Astralis double down in the pit. Liquid 30 seconds to get this execute into A.
There's the gap in this, matches with the one-way, peeking through it, and Molly is going to force him to take these fights, but he just stands in it, he's fighting to the death, and Molly does burn out. There's still another man down in the pit. That's where Stewie and Twist collapse into the site, and in doing so, this should be them at least staying afloat, at least keeping this game alive that much longer. They need a pretty clean round here. And so Astralis backing off, showing the respect. That's something that Liquid are going to be very, very happy about. In a lot of these rounds, Astralis have looked to be purposefully punishing Team Liquid, trying to take away as much as they can.
Yeah, I mean, they've won 2-on-4s before in this game already. So, yeah, Liquid take what they can get. And that's a huge round win, not just from the fact that it's their first T-side round, but also they finally get away with guns, 4 of which as well as the AWP. So money is now good for Liquid, a lifeline gifted over by Astralis.
And that's the thing, right? You think about Astralis and the teams they faced on the run-up to this, right? I'm really looking at Vitality and Na'Vi, and we saw more of that punishing style there, right? And in those teams, the AWP, well, it matters so much. So that money matters so much, and I would argue even more than it does in this Liquid squad. And the fact that they're keeping up with that, I think that's one of the reasons why we constantly see, and it feels like Liquid have a long, long way to go. They've never had that cash. As mentioned, they've never really had that proper buy. It's always come with some kind of caveat. Well, now they finally got one. They've got that 7th round. They've denied 15 to Astralis. But this journey to a comeback is still beginning for Liquid with a long way left to go.
Silent boost up apps. Stewie taking the AWP into apartments. Now that is bold. Looking for the short pick, but Astralis have been so passive in not giving away these early A entries. I say that, but just falls off the balcony. Stewie knocks him down a peg, and now Liquid. An opener, maybe another, a missed shot for Stewie. The AWP does tag him down. Device firing off on this A site. Liquid know that they have him trapped in default. They're going to double wrap back towards this CT Sport, looking to take over B. Zip getting run down with the AWP. The nade is good, but Naf with a trade, and this bomb is still waiting back in middle. Naf does another entry towards that B site, and that should surely open things up for Liquid. All they know about is Device. They've lost Dupree, and that's why they're questioning this commitment into B, but with Device feeding the beast of Stewie on his second, now they know B is likely open.
I mean, yeah, they've got to know it, right? They've seen both these players over towards A. That was always the intention, was to take that bomb B, or at least keep that option open, right? It was on the back of Grim down at Banana the entire time. They know Dupree was here. They know he's pretty cheeky. They know he might like to get out of this round with that AWP. And so we see just 2 players homed in on this position. They are next door to one another. And Twist and Stu might not be the nicest of neighbors here. Twist is even hunting down Dupree, and the timing just off for him. He gets off the angle as Twist swings into it. So 8 on the board for Liquid with that B-wrap. Naf coming alive really helps save that round with the double into CT. And I think it's so much more than just that, right? It's the fact that, you know, they find Magisk over on the balcony. Well, actually, Astralis were running a double balk setup. And so if there was ever a moment that that bomb tried to kind of turn its way back towards the A site and Liquid maybe commit to that push, it would have all gone south. So they're actually very, very much helped out by the fact that dupreeh swings into the apartments and Device gives up that fight at short side. Because suddenly, you know, they've pieced it all together. They know where both the players are.
Yeah, and despite Nav getting a pick at long as well, no one wraps CT with that play. Liquid pull the brakes and take a second. So Glaive tries to move in anticipation of it being an A play. That just offers up another kill to Nav. And long locked open 2B picks. And Liquid find an 8th. Okay, you got our attention, Liquid. It's a broken buy for Astralis. Pistols are out. And Liquid, where we often look back historically and laugh at the choke, laugh at the, you know, the fact that they can't close games, Liquid in this event have been very good at pulling things back after bad first halves, after, you know, close halves that aren't necessarily favoring them and still longing out the game. They've done it v Heroic, they've done it v Big. Now they got to do it versus the best. Twist with a pickup in apartments, but just getting spammed out by that org. dupreeh doesn't know. Leech is up in apartments and dupreeh with a knife out. Caught by the spam. Oh, it's close. One more. There it is. That time's the charm for a Leech.
Liquid are still leaning over here towards B, though, even with those two A kills presenting themselves. They may be looking at this one going, well, if they've pushed on A, it might be stacked, right? They might have been going for these early info prods. And so now Liquid leaning back into this B site. That does leave them at the mercy of these three Astralis players. As mentioned, only pistols. They haven't seen the man on the fountain. He's hidden. So gets away with one on the USP, but at this point, you've seen both players left once again at B. And Naf just farms those kills, pads those stats. All right, now they've got our attention. Because, you know, for the longest while, Liquid had yet to accomplish anything on this T side, even in favorable situations, even in rounds where, you know, they get two openers and things are looking good. But then suddenly, a guy like Magisk steps up on this Astralis side. Well, finally, they're getting results. They're getting something for all this hard graft.
Do Liquid get double digits, or is this where Astralis can just sweep them under the rug? The AWP is out on Device. Stewie, or Molly, yeah, he goes back. He doesn't want to commit up B into what could be unknown territory. It's now taken by Astralis with another deep Molotov of their own. They won't hang around for long. Good grenades, man. As soon as the molly fades and HE's chucked in, it tags up Stewie. Flick won't connect. Glaive is still fighting. Another HE going even deeper, and the smoke hits Stewie. That slows him down on his approach, but he still hits a flick shot. T-side AWP, and making it look easy. A lot of these openers provided by Stewie on the AWP. We often look to NAF to be done in that weapon here for Liquid, with the exception of maps like Dust, maps like Mirage, but T-side Inferno. All right, Stew, what more have you got? And all posted on his position, and a minute on the clock.
It's a standoff. Who breaks the silence first? It's surely got to be Stewie, right? Because he's going to have to swing into this. Now, maybe with a flash, maybe with something to give him that edge. That's how he can look to find the opener, because in this swing, Device is favored hands down. Ooh. He'll back off for a moment. Twist even going up through top mid. Trying to deny these rotations, but they've got to get into B. That's what it's all hinging on now. Glaive flashing himself for the wide swing, but he's not good for anything as Stewie provides the second opener to Team Liquid. This bomb now going down, and this is where Twist can look to get activated because Astralis is saving, and Twist is already here. He planned for success in this round, right? He planned to take these guns away or cut off the rotations, and he might just get away with it after all.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, that really is planning for success. Liquid, full of confidence right now, full of bravado. Stewie swapping out off the AWP on that banana take as well. Those devices there, who does pick up Grim early, but Liquid trade it effectively and take down everyone in B. Magisk in the pit, 4 HP. No nades for Liquid to dunk him down. Can they kill these players at the end of the round as Magisk stalls as long as he possibly can? dupreeh has the cover, and Liquid at a certain point, you don't want to fully send into this exit. Gonna get away with their own guns instead as they build rounds, they build economy, and they build confidence back up against Astralis on this CT side's map pick. I don't know how Stewie gets away with that opener as well, right? He's walking through the smoke, the zip is peaking, he gets hit by the smoke, which slows him down, and he still somehow finds that opener. Liquid relying on him for the picks, and it's not with the rifles that he's getting it done. 14-10. Eco for Astralis, 2 save guns and nothing more.
It's always nice when Stewie is looking good, right? Like, you think about the opening game of the tournament for Liquid when they went toe-to-toe with Heroic, the other Danes that were here, and they bodied them. And that was largely on the back of, at least it felt like, Stewie looking so good in some of these opening duels. Whenever you get those like reflections of old Stu shining through, where he is the man for the job on the entry, not only does it just help Liquid out massively because it gives that much more room over to these other stars in the team, and it creates all this space, but I think it reflects in the cooling as well, right? There's a lot more planning for success here from Liquid as opposed to kind of leaning into giving all this respect to your opponent.
They don't want to go through that, and baited by the fact that Astralis have had a lot of double long setups in this CT side, right, with Glaive on Archway and Zip in the library. Instead it's a triple B, and Liquid, they see that smoke, they cool the bluff. They go back into the stack, although unknowingly at that. 3 here. And both the rifles for Astralis poised perfectly for this take. The flashes are good. Zip is hiding. Dupree drops a smoke, but there's no Molotov down. And Magist with a spray only gets 1. The guns are gone. It's Zip still standing tall with the Deagle. Finds an M4 and just needs to stay alive off the back of this smoke dropped by Dupree. A Liege dead through it. And while Twist trades, it's come at a cost. 20 seconds. The plant needs to happen, and the flanks are so fast.
Yeah, Device has just missed that first timing, but it's this bomb plant that scares me. It's this bomb plant that's scary. Stewie with the turnaround will deal with Device. And so it's Glaive left up all alone. 5-7 out. Bomb working against him, and a 1v2 to try and navigate. Stewie not missing a beat with the read on the game, the read on the flank, and then besting Glaive in the head-to-head. I think you got to give so much credit to Zip, man. In so many of these rounds, right, he is the only man left in these bomb sites, and it feels like not only is he always good for like 2 kills in those situations, but it's the amount of time that he wastes. It's how uncomfortable he makes Team Liquid. And yet still they rise to the occasion. They put that 11th up, and now they are closing the distance. Everyone on Team Liquid starting to believe, starting to get back into this, and you can see the frustration there on Dupree's face.
Can Device put a stop to it? It's a quad A setup for Astralis out of spawn. They got a heavy mid-control. They're boosting Dupree. The double setup with Magisk swinging off of his contact. Stewie boosted again. He died last time Device was holding this position, but instead backed up on long with only Zip in the back of the B-bomb site, joined by Glaive pretty shortly. Astralis have been very good at switching things up, right? Not necessarily the same players in the same positions every round, not necessarily what you'd expect for Liquid when you're looking at the kill feed. You're thinking, oh, I killed the long player, killed the B player, but Astralis still sneaking in different spots. Stewie, here's that shot. Doubles Porch, sees Magisk, who does take the kill. Dupree, not even needed to do a thing, is still here, ready and waiting. Astralis can give it up. Dupree bounds out as they take the advantage.
Yeah, if you're Astralis, you know it's only a matter of time till the Molotovs start to fly in, so that utility complements it. And so they back out, they take that man advantage. As mentioned by Yanko earlier on, we know Astralis is this team that loves to play the number. Exploded into view all those years ago. And so for Liquid, it's back to a desperate B play, an attempt to hold on, to keep this comeback roaring to life. The flashes are in. Oh. It's Glaive and Zip putting on a bit of a show, but Stewie once again is in with the openers, and Twist is actually looking to extend this into a 2-on-2, is trying to peek over that CT smoke. Now that it's faded, he's had to drop down to oranges. He's out here on a bit of a limb all alone. Stewie is the man to try and reclaim. Oh. Out through CT goes Device, and it's all left onto Twist. 1 versus 3. He fell down here earlier, and now he's got to put on a bit of a show, but he can't. Device, curtains closed, and Astralis are on to 15. Map point solidified. It takes them a little while to get there, but eventually they do break Liquid down.
Yeah, that was a very nice try for Liquid, right? You can see Stewie misses one opportunity on that crossing player, tries to flash back in, misses another. Device eventually posts and wins that battle, but if Stewie hits it and then they back out without a trade, Liquid are in a great position. So yeah, you can understand why you'd want to be going for those kind of fights. Even so, 15 for Astralis. It's luckily Liquid built up quite the bank on this T side, as a full investment will come right back through with the AWP as well. And that's been one of the weapons that has really got Liquid to this scoreline. Can it keep them in the map? Can it drag them to overtime? Triple B for Astralis. Device waiting on a very tight angle, trying to peek off the back of the molly fade. Grim throwing another one in, and Device must respect it as to not burn. Grim still eats damage. Flashed up through the Molotov. Device should have heard this. The flash is good. Glaive checks, and yeah, Grim is caught fully blinded. Stewie hits Device and takes a leg in the process. Still standing tall, but the M4 should finish the job. And Glaive with the mow down for Astralis. He perishes. No ace today. It's Twist alone, and this should be a lost round, a lost map. Astralis running rampant, running wild on Inferno. It may have not been as clean.
Yeah, I think right now there's going to be a lot of pressure on these AWPs in particular to show up. But let's get into the pistol because it's already underway, and Team Liquid have tried to come in with a bit of a classic B rush. And Dupree, he's seen a million of these, and so he's just absolutely laying waste to Liquid. Naf will come in with a response, but Dupree's done them so dirty, and there's the wrap from Device as well to really drive this one home. Astralis, they stop Liquid in their tracks. They try and throw a bit of a classic play their way. And that don't work versus these Danes.
Yeah, Device's flanks have just been second to none in this game already, right? He was doing that on Inferno, like that round. Yanko broke down the wrap from the boiler side and just mowing down players in a 2-on-4. Dupree quick tapping 3, and then Device to close. It's the double Danes for Astralis, sweeping it for a pistol. 1-0 and eco for Liquid, no plant, and so the same story as Inferno. They take this light buy, they wait for the economy to build. Astralis are essentially just gifted this 2-0 lead. It's just how clean do they want to make it?
Oh man, these Astralis players, they really love their org in both sense of the word, right? They keep donning these scoped rifles on the CT side, and we're seeing why from Device. How does he get away with absolutely all of them there? Finally laid to rest, obviously, but still, you know, you're going to take that all day long. Helped out with a fast flank from Glaive, and then a bit of assistance peeling away from that long angle. And so Astralis get the conversion nice and cleanly. Now Team Liquid come in with this first buy, but this is always one of the issues, right? When you take that full eco there, if you're Liquid here, while you get all these AKs out, you see a sacrifice set to be made on Naf. He's only running the Galil here. That's to bring out a little bit more utility. And for the rest of the gang, the utility's pretty sparse here. So Team Liquid going to be relying on winning some of these opening fights. They don't really have it in the tank to throw too many complicated fakes the way of Astralis. And with Device already opening up, that's a whole belt of utility gone. Oh, and another. Man, forget about the utility. They just need players, and they're losing them left and right. Device, with his org, absolutely laying waste to Team Liquid. Oh, he might just get another. Stay away from him. Get out of mid. It belongs to Device. He's 8-0, 166 ADR. And it's only Grim left. This round has barely even began, and it's over for Team Liquid.
Any ace? Oh, not to.
I'm sorry for feeling that way. But with the kind of game that we're getting out of Dupree and Device, this duo, man, it's scary. And they're both playing in tandem over here towards A. Dupree in the bait and switch corner, while Device is trying to draw attention in towards this bomb site, trying to get Team Liquid, only caring about him, just to add that much more weight to this Dupree play at long. Magisk spraying away, will get tapped out of the round by the CZ, but that's where Dupree comes back in on this long wrap. And he's able to swing like a hinge. The moment they lose players in the site, well, then that's where you got to worry about long. And the utility is just so punishing, time and time again. Team Liquid having to take a bit of a back seat in that round there as everything's dictated to them on Astralis' terms.
Yeah, that's just a round of flashes, right? A round of blindness for both teams, really. Magic gets full whited on the site, but a big nade from Device, and then with Glaive just popping flashes back from CT Spawn. Dupree's able to finish off a lot of that damage done by the HE, and they just close it out with ease. 4-0. But it was only a pistol round, as you said. So pistols gone, guns are back, and Liquid looking for a bit of vengeance.
Of the 20 kills thus far, 90% of them belonging to Device and Dupree. 18 of those 20 kills coming from those two players. That's a little bit mental, isn't it? This A bomb site has definitely felt off limits. That's what this is telling you.
Look at this angle as well, boosted on the shelf. Sui checks it, but the Orc just tears him apart. Oh, the spray is fantastic as well. Twist trying to come in with the trade. There's two players here, but Naf caught them on a great timing on that lurk. Twist can't trade. The tech taps him back, and Naf trapped at the back.
How's he gotten out?
No idea.
Dupree lives to tell the tale, and what a tale it is. No one's going to believe him when he brings this one back up. Zip with the shutdown, the lurk. Astralis absolutely just dominating. This is scary, man. They're looking so confident. Like in so many of these rounds now, if you're Liquid, not only have you been getting red and running into these crossfires that Astralis have set up, but on top of that, even when you're trying to navigate these kind of like 1vx scenarios where you're not even necessarily looking to win anymore, you're just trying to do a bit of damage, there's always someone in some grimy position where they're not meant to be, or some homing nade that's going to find its way to you no matter what.
Yeah, and you just don't know how much room you're getting given if you're Liquid as well, right? In these rounds, I think they tried to 5-boost there. In these rounds, you know, Liquid on the pistols are being given all the mid control, all the room, and Astralis is just stacked back in the site. And in the gun rounds, boom, you got Device pushing up Party. You got Connect control as well, taking down the mid cross. Like, every time Liquid think they have room, it's taken away. And today is the same because Dupree has mopped up a double from the back. Device with the AWP on the B side, picking up the first. Naf is gone, or should be, in an instant. That's something, though. And no one can trade him unless they re-aggress it short. So with the flash, Device moves back into the angle, and Naf with his back turned. Oh dear, the Deeg can't do a thing. And Device, the king, keeps it up for Astralis.
I don't want to be too negative or like too foreboding here, but one of the problems for Liquid right now is that these T-sides have often been like a key to success for them on this map. Whenever we've seen them play out in NA, it's always treated them very, very kindly. And right now, they are not getting a kind treatment at all. 0-6 down. Stewie and Elige yet to frag. Well, you think about how important Stewie was back on Inferno. He hasn't even been given a chance to play. How can you try and counter what you're getting out of Astralis right now? It's not like these are some incredible calls being made by Glaive, like sat there orchestrating these really grandiose strategies. Instead, it is them just setting up crossfires, being kind of aware of what Liquid like to do, and then dominating with these orgs. And look, they're all coming out for Astralis. Everyone wants a piece of the action.
14 in on Dupree, 11-1 on Device.
Zip's bored as well. Like, he's 2-0. He's like, well, you know, I haven't died, so there's that, but I don't know. I'm not even getting to see anyone.
May come B, please. No, say Liquid. The AWP's out on Stewie as well. A lot of T-side AWPing for him today. Let's see if he can keep up what he was doing on Inferno. Zip taking that water control, starting to move more aggressively. Our Astralis, they have a double long setup with Device on the AWP supported. Stewie's going to have to tackle that one back. No armor either, so if any of these orgs hit him, he is gone. Naf holding on to B aggro. Glaive takes Monster and hangs around. Stewie gets tagged, boost back up. Stewie, oh, the head ripped right off from Device. And Astralis double back.
There's very little you can hope to do to counter this kind of confidence that we're seeing out of Astralis. Strategies, they're tangible. They're something you can work against. But confidence, man, that's something different altogether. Device, even repositioning. Look, they're so keen to fight. Like, look at where Device is. He is out on an island. He's here alone, and he's striking players off the tally. Ooh, almost in with the time at Elige, having to go through the fire, through the flames. And we'll deliver the trade and the opener as well. Pace picked up, but Dupree, so often been the nuisance over at long, just isn't giving up an inch. And so he'll put 7 up on the board, keeping this flawless streak going for Astralis.
And that's so sad for Liquid. You want to know why? It's because Glaive is pushed through Monster already. Astralis have so much B control with Naf never knowing that they just rotate 3A. You see when Liquid get those 2 kills, Elige onto Device, and then the Magic's dead on the site. You see Naf runs through the smoke with his knife out. Elige sprints in, doesn't even look at long. They think A is clear. They think they've killed the 2 top site players. But that info, that real estate gained by Glaive and Zip outside of Monster allows for the triple stack on A. And it's the catch out for Astralis again. Liquid had no idea until it was already too late. Just when you think they have a bit of skin in the game, it's gone. A foot in the door, slammed shut. Broken toes for Liquid as they teeter up towards the connector. More pistols, and again, Astralis do it once more. They give away all the room. They go, oh, you have pistols? Fine, we'll play those sites. We'll play those long ranges. Now, the danger here is Dupree's alone, but he gets flashed in by Glaive. No one to be seen just yet. Posted in the toilet, he hears the spam. This fade comes in soon, and he already sees some legs. Elige could have had the drop on him there. Dupree does get traded, and so now armed with 2 guns are Liquid.
This is scary, though. Astralis, they're playing with more bravado than xCloud9, for crying out loud. Interesting little kind of wall of smokes that really does separate some of these fights. Glaive extending in front of it. Now, this leaves him open not only to this challenge here, but when he tries to fall back, he could fall prey to Naf in the toilet. No danger of that, because Device is providing Overwatch. There's Glaive in with 1, and Device, Deagle out, looking for the last remaining player. It's Stewie up against him, and Device isn't missing a beat. Still flawless for Astralis, and as mentioned, this T-side is normally where Liquid thrive. Man, they're not even alive right now. Someone needs to check him for a pulse, because Astralis are just going for the throat. This is brutal.
Deathly. What can you even do here if you're Liquid? And remember that B rush that we've seen, that one attempt to the lowest site was locked in on the pistol round by Dupree's taps. Liquid haven't gone back to it since. Scared away. And even in the rounds that Liquid don't know about, Astralis have been taking this water control. They've been playing aggressive off of that molly. Device pushed up again on the short side. He is everywhere where Liquid go, in their heads, well read. Pushed up is the orb. Stewie is tucked on the right side. Device is not expecting this, but he still has the angle. One shot to connect for Device. Oh, catches Stewie running back. Twist is still here. Nice nade for Liquid. It's something at least.
Yeah, but when that's like the thing you're having to talk about, right? You know, you're having a clutch at straws, you know? Oh, we did 30 damage to Device. Come on, boys, we got him. Zip. Oh, okay, they finally put it into a 4-on-4. And at this point, right, the crucial thing is it's no longer one of these situations where, like, you're even odds, but you're walking into this horrible stack with little time left, little in the way of Astralis making it theirs. This time, you've got time on the clock. You've got a lot of map control, because Astralis have at least been giving you that and just been relying on holding down these bomb sites. And so finally, Liquid actually have a chance to maneuver, a chance to try and play around a call that Stewie makes. Now it's extended even further thanks to that push from Glaive, and that's put a lot of pressure on this B bomb site. So look at Device. He's rotated down. He's anxious about this B site play. And so they've entrusted all of A onto Dupree. He spots the utility. He spots the nade. That's Device's call to rotate back up. But Dupree's got to be the man to deliver in the short term. Only good for one. Finally, Liquid could break the curse. Missed shot from Device. Gives up the aim of the game for him. They know he's in this bank, and he can't find anything. It's Liquid looking to make a withdrawal, looking to lock in the round, but Device's Deagle is fast. And it's left this 2-on-2 open. Falling back to play it passive. From the flower beds is Twist. Grim back at long. The bomb could be stuck. It would be a tricky place. Grim can swing onto it, right? And they need him to. Twist pulls the attention away. There's Device out in the open as well. And so finally, Liquid, they get one on the board. It takes them 9 rounds to get there. And even then, it gets close towards the end. One thing that is nice is it's like the moment you kind of deal with Dupree or Device, that is a weight off your shoulders, right? And if the other guys are itching for combat, are itching to give these fights over, then that's something that could work in Liquid's favor.
Can they build their way back in, right? T-sides have been the bread and butter of Liquid all tournament long, so that needs to start now. That needs to start immediately. Yesterday, in fact, Dupree doesn't want to make it so, looking for his 20th, pushed into the playground. Looking to slide behind Liquid. There's a flash, but he tucks behind, and Twist doesn't know. He's still holding, still aware of the possibility at least, but Dupree catches him switching. Stewie's still here. Legs can be seen under that little wood. Device posted for a connector play. 2 players walking their way up. No flash because the mid control just isn't there. They can't get Device off the angle. Device backs up. Smoke in. Stewie holding for Dupree. Naf with his knife out, running as well. Oh, not commed? That's a mistake for Liquid. They know he was here all along. And Dupree catches another. Stewie looking for the trade. The shot goes through. Dupree pushes in. And it's now behind Elige where he finds himself. Free kill for the 4th. And that's a big miscom for Liquid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man, Dupree, man, you get 3 locked in, the 4th one's free. That's what happens there. That's really messy from Liquid. I think it shows how confused this entire T-side has been. They've been uprooted at every single turn. They knew he was here, and Naf just walks in like, oh, well. That's nasty. And, you know, Dupree was locking down the A site from back in it before, and now they've just let him off the leash. They've said, Dupree, mate, you go do whatever you want. You're having a game of a lifetime here. He ain't playing no games in the park, is Dupree, and this time down into connector. We've already seen him dominate from this position before, and he's looking to do it again, up against the pistols in round 11.
Ooh, that's something. Okay, gun given over by Grim through the smoke. There's a spam, and Elige sees quite the tag. Might want to give that to someone with a little bit more health. Only a couple of armored players, though, on Liquid. Stewie's posted with a scout. Flash back in. Goes a bit wider. Glaive doesn't want a full set here. He goes back to fight Elige, who is finished